the angrier Timothy grew. And he went out of his way to tell a number of his neighbors what was happening. "Something ought to be done about it," he complained. "Why don't you go down and speak to Farmer Green?" Peter Mink suggested. Peter liked fish too, and he had often said that Johnny had no right to take food away from him, when everybody knew that there was a plenty at the farmhouse. Timothy Turtle did not care for Peter's suggestion. "I've no time to waste talking to Farmer Green," he said. "It seems to me a letter would be better. Now, if somebody would write a letter and get everybody to sign his name to it, and send it down to Farmer Green by a messenger, I would do my share to help. I would tell the messenger where to leave the letter, so that Farmer Green would be sure to find it." Timothy then said that he must hurry back to the creek, for he wanted to see how many fish Johnny Green took, so the number could be mentioned in the letter. But before he left, Timothy told Peter Mink to go and find somebody to write the letter. "There's old Mr. Crow," Timothy said. "You might ask him. He could use one of his quills for a pen, you know." When Timothy Turtle reached the creek once more, he found that while he was talking to Peter Mink, Johnny Green had moved on again. So Timothy started to follow him. But what should he see, lying on the bank before him, but a string of 7 pickerel. Johnny Green had left them there while he went still further up the creek to catch more. Timothy Turtle suddenly changed his mind about sending a letter to Farmer Green. He wished that Johnny would come there to fish every day. "He's a kind boy, after all," said Timothy Turtle to himself. "I never dreamed that he was catching these fish for me. But here they are, waiting for me, for Johnny must have known that I would find them." Timothy Turtle didn't say anything more. Of course, he was only talking to himself, anyhow. And he seized the string of pickerel and waddled into the bushes, where he ate every one of those 7 fish. When Peter Mink met Timothy the next day, he said he had not yet found anybody who would write the letter to Farmer Green. "Mr. Crow told me that if it was anybody but you, he might be willing to pull out one of his quills for a pen," Peter explained. "But he said that he hoped Johnny Green would come here every day to fish, until there are no fish left for you." Timothy Turtle sniffed. "You go back," he directed Peter Mink, "and tell Mr. Crow that I hope Johnny Green will come here twice a day until he has caught every fish in Black Creek." Peter Mink thought that it was a queer thing for Timothy to wish. Neither he nor old Mr. Crow could understand it. End of chapters 19, 20, and 21 of The Tale of Timothy Turtle